I'm excited to be here because everything's a choice. Even you watching this live is a choice. How you take the information from this live is a choice. How you decide to feel right in this moment is a choice. How you decide to act, how do you decide to think, how do you decide to be, how do you decide to react. Super juicy. So this really was very prominent for me last night. There was a situation that came in that I chose to react a certain way. Well, I reacted a certain way, and I realized that how I was reacting was a complete reflection of something within me. How we react is an absolute choice. It's an absolute choice. So you in every single moment have the decision on how you can actually feel in that moment, how you actually react in that moment, what you actually think, what emotion you actually put to that feeling, thought, event, circumstance is how it's going to play out. So we have a lot of charges within our body. And within our body, the most charges we have are basically how in that moment, how our nervous system is sitting, from past things that have happened, we may have some things that are rolling through us that might be actually triggered. We might be triggered. We might have an emotion. Most of it is whatever emotional charge we put is how that circumstance is going to unfold. So if you're in a really beautiful high vibration energy and you're feeling really good and your heart's open, you're feeling love and happiness and joy, and something comes at you that you would usually react a certain way of, don't do that pisses me off, or don't do that makes me angry, or some sort of charge that brings you into that low vibration of what I call the 3D matrix, is how you would usually react. But if you're feeling in that really beautiful high vibe, flowing, juicy, yummy energy, you're going to allow it to fold off you a little bit. It's going to be like, okay. And you react differently. You'll absolutely react differently. Now, if you are sitting in that dimension of you're a little bit pissed off, or something's happened, or, that you've been triggered in a certain way, or maybe, you opened up your bank account and you didn't see what you wanted in there, or maybe, someone's come at you at a certain way and you're just like, "Argh," and it's triggered you, or it's not how you would be within that circumstance, then you react a different way if you're already feeling in that dimension of the frustration, of the anger, of the sadness, of the emotional charge. So basically, whatever emotional charge you put to a circumstance is how it's going to play out. So when we are really aware of taking that moment to take a breath before we react and feeling into the choice that we have in that moment to how we actually feel, because a lot of the times it's never about you. How somebody reacts to you, how somebody puts something emotionally on you, or even a circumstance that plays out, it's not about you. And if it's a circumstance that play out, then there's a lesson that you need to learn, but that's something different. We're talking about emotions. So you're in control of your destiny. You're in control of every thought and emotion that comes through. You're in control right now of how you are taking in this information. You are absolutely in control of your life. And especially right now with how things are playing out, there is a lot of emotional charge that goes on. There is a lot of triggers. There is a lot of fear-based reality. There's a lot of things that are coming at you. A lot of people are actually not where they want to be right now. They want to be doing something different. They want to be feeling that they want to be out. They don't want to be caged in. They want to have the rights. They want to have all these different emotions. There's so much emotional charge right now out there within the universe. The world is sitting in a boiling pot. And how you choose to move through these moments is how things are going to play out for you. How things are going to play out for you. So if you choose to go into the fear-based matrix of what things are happening right now, then absolutely, you're going to get into the, maybe I need a month's food, maybe I need this, that. Where if you sit back and know that you are always taken care of, no matter what, whether you go into the energy and the frequency that everything is always working out for you perfectly, or whether you go into the energy of, oh my God, what the hell am I going to do? All these different things. What happens is that your emotions send a frequency out to the world. It's like a radio, you know. When you're tuned in, when you're in the frequency of love, happiness, and joy, you watch. So much more of that comes back to you. You flow throughout your day. You have the choice to be in that moment, no matter what happens. No matter what happens, you have the choice. You have the choice when you open up your eyes how your day is going to play out. You have the choice to how you're going to react in every moment. So if you choose to come from a place of love, of compassion, from understanding, because you never know what somebody else is going through. You can never decide, or you can never basically judge anyone because you don't know what they're going through within their life. All you can do is honor yourself, honor your beliefs, honor your integrity, honor you for what your needs are. And always send love and gratitude to everything. Now you think about it, when you wake up in the morning and you're running through your day and you get to halfway, like a couple of 3 hours into it, and you're like, should never have got out of bed. I should never have got out of bed. I should have just stayed in bed. This day is shit. This is just terrible. Nothing's going right. I feel like everything is against me. Everyone's coming at me. Like, oh my God, look at the time and I haven't done anything. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I've got so much to do. When the hell am I going to get everything done? And that's the speed you talk at, because you're like, ah! When you realize that the energy that you are in at that moment is going to cause more of how it's played out in the last 3-4 hours. Because that's the frequency and the vibration that you've moved into. You've moved into that struggle. You've moved into that chaos. You've moved into that victim, like, oh my God. And you just start, things just start coming at you. You're like, oh my God, what the hell? Everything just keeps coming at me. Why is today not flowing? Why is it not going easy? It's the emotional frequency that you are putting out into the universe. It's the law of attraction. It's scientific. It's the law of attraction. It's it's the law of attraction. So if you could then stop in that moment and go, okay, the rest of my day is not going to unfold like this. I'm going to allow myself to move out of that frequency because it's a choice. Where I am right now is an absolute choice. And I choose not to be in this. I choose not to be in this anxiety. I choose not to be in this worry. I choose not to be in this fear. I choose not to react to that person who's really pissed me off because I know it's not about me. It's something that's going on in their world. And that's okay. I'm going to send them love, even if you don't feel like it. Especially if you don't feel like it. Send them love. You don't know what that person's going through. You don't know what's happened in that morning. You don't know if they've had a fight with their husband or the kids have been at them. You don't know if you're just receiving something because they're trying to reflect it. They're in the frequency and the vibration that you don't want to be in. So to be able to stand in your sovereignty, to stand in your truth, to stand in your integrity, in who you are, in your love vessel, in your happy vibe, in your joyful vibe, you need to decide in that moment how you're going to move forward, because it's an absolute choice. Even if you feel like the world's toppling over you, it's an absolute choice. If you can choose to get into the gratitude and go, okay, so my friend just unloaded that shit on me that attacked me, I'm going to choose to not take that on. I'm going to choose to push that aside because that's what she's going through right now. It's not what I'm feeling. It's not what I'm going through. It's not where I want to go. I know it's not about me, even though it hurt. I'm going to choose to send her love right now. And I'm going to focus on what's best for me and move into that vibration and don't retaliate. Let it go, because when you give that energy, it creates more of that back to you. When you disconnect from it and you allow yourself to go into that beautiful, back into that flow-based love, compassion, honoring self vibration of joy and happiness. And it's not always easy. Let's be honest. Sometimes you just want to rap. But it's not going to serve you throughout the rest of your day. It's going to attract more of that. It's going to attract more of it. So just allow yourself, when when you're scrolling Facebook, if you want to react to somebody, if somebody, everything is a choice in our life. We have sovereignty, we have personal choice over everything. So even if somebody has a different view to you to something, That's fine. Let it go. It is their life to live how they're. It's their journey. They're in this human existence to do the path that they're meant to do. That's not your path, even if you don't agree with it. As long as you're true and integrity within yourself, that's all that matters. And as long as you're taking the choice to live in that beautiful sense of wanting to attract more of the happiness in your life, then shift into that vibration. Ask yourself, what can I do right now to raise my frequency? Because right now my frequency, it's not aligned. It's sitting, you know when you've got a radio and it's all scratchy and it's like, and you're hearing only a few different words, or you're catching a little bit, or nothing seems to be, it's not quite aligned. You can't quite hear. It's distorted. It's a little bit like, oh God, it gives you a headache. It's like, your heart, you just want to turn it off, you just want to get it to go away. That's the frequency of the struggle. That's the frequency of the confusion and the chaos and the what's coming back at you for how you are right now. So when you sit and you get into that gratitude and love and that happiness, and you choose to have the rest of your day unfold in the divine unity of what serves you at your highest good, not at somebody else, because you're giving them your power, you're giving them your energy, and you don't want to be doing that. It's for you. So when you choose to switch your vibrational energy and align it to what serves you and what's going to be best for you moving forward, then you just adjust that little knob. Just adjust it a little bit. Maybe a lot, especially at the moment, but just that little bit. And you'll feel that all of a sudden you'll hit that sweet spot and you'll be like, okay, I feel a lot freer. There's not so much coming at me. Things are flowing more. Okay, so what can I do now to even adjust it even more? I'm going to send that person so much love that they're not going to know what to do with it. And you do it from an inner. You don't have to necessarily get up and go, oh, I love you for being a bitch to me. But you send them love from within. You send them love from a distance, and you step back and you hold the space for them. Because that's what we need to do in this world right now, is we need to hold the space for the people as people are adjusting and moving and shifting and awakening to their own journeys. I love that that saying, like when you think about it, it's like when you wake, things are going within you and you get up in the morning and you just feel like you're sucking on lemons. That make lemons to lemonade? It's exactly what it is. You could look at it that way. You've got lemons that are sour and you could choose to eat them like that, or you could put a little bit of sweetness in your day and you could turn it into lemonade. I've actually never read that book, but I think that's the connotation on it or whatever it is. So, take the emotional charge out of what's happening within you. Take the external emotional charge out. Go within. Go within. Create an inner happiness. Have you ever seen that emoji where there's two people standing there, and one's standing there and he's got this big container of like happiness, and the other one's like, where did you get that from? And he's like, I created it. I created it. You have the choice to create your set of happiness in this moment. In this moment. We have that power. It doesn't matter what's going on around us. We still have the power to create and choose how our day is going to play out, how our moments are going to play out, how we're going to be in that moment. Because when you get into that beautiful creation of the having that radio just on that sweet spot, more of it comes to you. When you're having those days and you're like, damn, this is good. Everything's going my way. Everything's great, it's just flowing. Oh my goodness, I've got so much more time. I can catch up with so-and-so and have a coffee, or, oh my goodness, where the heck did that $50 come from? Well, that's great. Your day just seems to flow, and you get to the end of it and you're like, oh my God, I had such a good day. What vibrational energy were you in? What was happening for you right in that moment, that was in that day, that was creating that reciprocal reflection? Because everything's a reflection. Everything's a reflection. So what do you want to create in your day today? How do you want your day to play out? What are you choosing to bring into it? How are you choosing to react? Take that moment to just take that breath, to ground yourself, to drop into your body and ask yourself, in this moment I have a choice in how this is going to play out within me. How do I choose? We don't always have to be right. We don't always have to trump everything. It's not a game to who's right and who's wrong, and and all this sort of carry on. And when we can take ourselves out of that fear-based mentality and we can bring ourselves into our love vibration, wow, watch your day transform. Watch the things around you start to shift. Relinquish the control of your mind, because your mind is the most beautiful place to be, or it can be the most scariest place, because it is such a strong part of you. And when you're in your masculine energy, we live so much from our mind. It's like you allow that to become the control center. When you can move into your feminine, and this is for men and women, when you can move more into your feminine, you're moving into that, more into that nurture, more into your intuition, more into your higher self connection. And when the two of them start to come together, then you're really in a beautiful frequency and vibrational energy to knowing exactly what you need to do moving forward. And things start flowing. They really do. So just remember, it's your choice. It's 100% your choice. And things that have happened to you in your past do not define your future. You do. And you get to choose today how tomorrow's going to play out. You get to choose. And even if you get to the end of the day and you're like, oh God, what a shit day. Oh good God, what happened? What happened? I don't know how that happened. That was just... Blah. Take stock. And go, okay, so tomorrow I'm going to set the intention that my day is going to be different. That my day is going to be beautiful. My day, I'm going to spend the time to slow down, to be in the present moment, to make sure that I am in a great place of gratitude, that my heart's open. I'm just going to surrender to every moment being magical. That's going to serve me for my highest good. That's going to attract the beauty. And even when you set that intention, even when you wake up in the morning, if things start, it's just a little, no, stop and go, it's just a little adjustment. It's my choice. It's my choice. It's my choice. And sometimes we do need to deal with certain things that are happening in our lives. And I have a diary that if something comes up, I go, oh, that's interesting. I write it down and I come back to it. I get into my beautiful space of when I'm actually wanting to process and heal and allow what's happening in my external environment to come into my field. But when I'm in my day-to-day action, I am in my own field. I'm in my own, I call my chamber. I'm in my love bubble. I'm in my high vibrational gratitude, just giving as much as I can reality. And this is my bubble. Not yours, it's my bubble. My bubble. And that's how I decide my bubble to be. So how do you want your bubble to be? How can you flip what's happening right now? Flip it and reverse it. How can you flip it and reverse it and go from being in that struggle, fear base, to a beautiful high vibration of energy that's going to serve you? Super juicy, super juicy. That moment to decide what's best for you. What's best for you in this moment is not necessarily what's best for the other person. Be okay. It's really funny because I've actually had a post about this come out last night. I'm just going to touch on it because I really want to do a live on it. But it's like I was talking to my mother and she said, and I had a different state of opinion. She said, oh, so you're one of those so you're a conspiracy theorist. And I'm like, theorist. And I'm like, what does that actually mean to you, mummy? And she said, oh, that you think that, you think da-da-da-da. And I'm like, oh, so I have a different choice from the masses, so that makes me a conspiracy theorist. Then yeah, 100%, 100%. My beliefs are my beliefs. Your beliefs are your beliefs. And we don't have to believe the same thing. How boring would that word be? Be okay to decide what's best for you. Go and have the best goddamn day you can have. Go and just live it from a place of your heart, from a place of joy. Find the joy, the happiness, and the gratitude in everything, because you can find it. Sending you all so much love. Bye. Hey. Thank you so much for watching my video. If this resonated with you, make sure you hit like, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my magical videos all around manifestation, holistic healing, spirituality, and why I show and tell you why I call myself the Life Architect. Sending you all so much love.